Okay, so before I start, this video is inspired by Scafrillis Productions' video Wario the Idea vs. Wario the Man, which itself was inspired by Mario the Idea vs. Mario the Man. So for those who want to compare this video to that video, I just confirmed your suspicions, yes. But anyways, let's get back on track. Heatman is a boss from Mega Man 2, probably one of the most beloved Mega Man classic titles. But you probably viewed him up to this point as just an afterthought, or maybe you haven't heard of Mega Man before. Because Heatman is made to be a boss. Just a boss that looks like a lighter. And you normally fight him towards the beginning or towards the end. However, there would be multiple pieces of media that show off his more personal side and his importance. The growing of Heatman the Man, you might say. One of the first pieces of evidence would be from the Mega Man and Bass CDs that you can collect in the game, that shows Robot Master details from previous games, including Heatman. But that one's more telling than showing. All we really learn from this is that he likes barbecues, hates ice cream, and works at his own pace. Okay, there's also one thing I forgot to mention. In Mega Man the Power Battle, there's some unused sprites of Heatman smoking. I feel like I need to include that so that someone wouldn't correct me in the comments. Anyways, but if we want to look for something that can give us some actual visual evidence, let's first look at the Ruby Spears TV show, which only had Heatman in one episode, and he barely did anything but spit fire and say one line. Okay, maybe that's not the best example, but why don't we look somewhere else that's more famous? The Mega Man Archie comics. The Mega Man Archie comics are pretty famous for adding depth to character, even to the Sonic Archie comics, which I haven't read personally, but I heard they were pretty good. Heatman's first appearance was in issue 10, where his first scene is him complaining about how hot it is, then getting one-hit KO'd in a fight, telling Mega Man where the next Robot Master is, and then he gets blasted in the face. Okay, that's not the best starting point, but maybe he'll get more development in his next appearance, the Raw Moon arc. And again, he doesn't really do much. He acts as a light source, complains to Dr. Wily about the fact that he didn't know about the heat regulator on his back, is seen chilling in a waterfall with the rest of his brothers, gets immediately knocked out, and then doesn't really appear again. Jeez, at least the original game, Rockman World, gave him cutscenes and a boss fight. His final appearance is where the Mega Man 2 and 3 Robot Masters are removed of their fighting capabilities, and one of them, being Quickman, argues that removing his battle capabilities is essentially removing himself and his identity as a fighter. And he'd rather be shut down and dismantled, with 7 other Robot Masters agreeing with him, Heatman being included. The only problem is that he never voices the reason on why he wants to be dismantled. I mean, you could argue that his line right here means that he agrees with Quickman, but that doesn't really give off a personal reason as to why he wants to be dismantled, especially since Fireman exists and both of them are fire-based Robot Masters. But Heatman never voices a reason, and then he's just shut off. Okay, so not even the Archie comics could do anything with Heatman. All we really got was a couple of jokes, some comebacks, and that was it. But do we have any hope? We actually do, with Mega Man Megamix, which is a bit more obscure than the Archie comics because it only had like 3 volumes and it didn't really sell very well, but whatever. We have Heatman in here. And what is his personality? How about an adrenaline junkie who eats crash bombs to gain power and who is just quite bad shit insane? Like, look at these panels, man. He just looks like a gremlin. A very intense gremlin. But then he gets knocked out of the sky and that's it. He's never seen again. And he does have other appearances in other comics, but he has a very small role, and, his personality never really goes anything beyond being an obstacle. It seems like they never want to use Heatman beyond just being a boss or an obstacle for Mega Man to get through. And you can't even argue the fact that, Robot Masters are supposed to just be bosses. Then, why would they give Sparkman, Topman, and Quickman in the Archie comics definitive personalities, Iceman being the most fleshed out among Ruby Spears? Go check out my Iceman compilation video for more evidence. And in Rockman world, Quickman again is given more importance by sacrificing himself for Mega Man if you choose to spare him. There's no excuse for Heatman to get shafted like this. But I was reading through the Mega Man wiki to get most of the information on where Heatman would appear, and there was one quote in the trivia section that references the Mega Man official complete works, where the main director of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune, says that Heatman is one of his favorites because he's such a gimmicky character. Now, while I can't confirm if this information is true or not, that word of gimmicky, that might be the reason for why Heatman gets shafted. People just see him as that one boss that looks like a lighter, and that's all they'll ever see him as. So they just kind of put him where a boss would be needed, and nothing else. In fact, his impact is already felt. If you go up to someone who's like a casual Mega Man fan and ask them who is Heatman, they'll probably just say, oh yeah, a boss from Mega Man 2. So, what was this video all about? To show you that Heatman has a personality, but like Princess Peach, it rarely gets used unless it's in side games. And people will just probably remember him as that one mediocre boss in a pretty great boss lineup. No one will remember Heat the Man. They'll always see Heat the Robot. Hey, ending here. So this is my first time making a video like this. I've actually tried to make videos like this, but I just kept on scrapping them. Hell, I was actually planning on making all Kitaro versions ranked, but I decided not to, because I didn't feel like I had enough time, or I feel like no one would ever watch that. But I kind of just wanted to get this over with and see how well this type of video would do. I know it's not much of an analysis, but I just wanted to show my love for Heatman, and I think he deserves more recognition and importance and depth as any other Robot Master. Okay, bye.